Hello, welcome back to another video. It's Lydia here and welcome to the gaming loft. So as you can see, everything's starting to take shape. I will be doing another video that's going to show all the updates, so do keep an eye out for that. It will hopefully be out in the next couple of weeks. But today we're going to be doing a pickup video, which is going to be, I think, probably August and September. I can't remember when I did my last pickup video, but I know it's been a while and I haven't really been buying many games because I've been so busy, but I have got a few to share with you and quite a lot of retro ones as well, so I'm excited to show you what I've got. I haven't had a huge amount of time to play either, but I have completed a few games, so I'll also be sharing my thoughts on those too, so wait around for that one as well. So first up, I got a few PS4 games. So I got It Takes Two, which I have started playing already. Going to show you some footage towards the end of the video of this one, but it's really awesome. I didn't expect this to be so wacky. It's a couch co-op game, but I believe you can play online too with a friend, or I think just online multiplayer. It's really cool. I can't recommend it enough. So stick around to watch some gameplay footage of this later. I also got Medieval. Now this one I know is supposed to be a classic. It's obviously a remake of the original. Been meaning to get it for ages. It looks super fun and very excited to get around to playing this. I haven't actually opened it, so let's open it and see what's inside. Probably nothing too interesting. Nope, nothing interesting, just a disc. But yeah. It does look really cool and heard lots of good things about it, so excited to finally play this. Hopefully it's not too difficult. So next up I also got the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Now this is all three of the Mass Effect games but remastered and with all the DLCs and all the extra content, and yeah. So I thought this would be a really good way of playing the games. Obviously I've just bought all the ones on PS3 and also Ant's got the one on the Xbox, but yeah, I thought it would be a really good opportunity to play all of the games with all the DLCs as well. Hopefully it's not too buggy. I did hear some things about it, but when I was looking at the reviews I didn't see any major faults or issues with it, so hopefully if there were any bugs they've all been accounted for. So yeah, I'm excited to play this. It's got two different discs. I think one's the play disc and one's the data disc, so yeah, because obviously it's three games so it's going to be pretty big, but yeah, I'm very excited to play it. I played Mass Effect 3 and I really enjoyed it, so hopefully I'll enjoy playing more in order too. So next up, another one that I got on the PS4 was Lake. Now I have actually completed this game already and I really enjoyed it. It's a very short game, it's an indie game. Pretty much the premise of the game is that you deliver parcels. That's pretty much it, but you get to know the people in the town and it's just very sweet, very wholesome, and you have three different decisions to make, so three different endings of the game. Yeah, as I said, I really enjoyed this one. It was about 3 to 4 hours long, so not very long at all, and it's just a really nice one to come home and relax to if you've had a really stressful day. Colours are really lovely and vibrant, but I did have a few issues with the gameplay, which again, I'll come to this later on at the end of the video, but yeah, do recommend getting this game, especially if you find it for cheap. Yeah, that's Lake. Okay, so next up we have one Mega Drive game. Actually, I didn't buy this one, Ant bought this one, but I had my eye on this one for a while, and that is Powermonger. Now, it's a kind of tabletop strategy game, I think. It looks really cool though. I don't know if I've seen any other Mega Drive games that are like this. Apparently it's on the SNES as well. Be interested to see how differently they run, but yeah, it does look really awesome. Don't know many other games that are like it, and look at the artwork. I really love the artwork. We need to get this little sticker off from the bottom though, but otherwise it looks pretty good. You can see it's got some damage at the top, but it has got the manual, which is very chunky. It's in okay condition, obviously all in black and white. And it's an EA one, so of course it's got that weird cartridge. Yeah, like I said, looks really cool, really enjoy the premise of it. Basically, on the back it says, in a world without kings, power is the only law, a living world. Hundreds of people with individual homes, jobs, personalities, invent weapons and spy on your enemies to lead your followers to glory, rotate the world and zoom in on the action. I love it when basically one of the selling points is you can rotate and zoom in, but it does look really cool, like I said, and artwork is amazing, so maybe I'll show gameplay of this one next time. And I have two pickups that I actually got today, so I'm really excited to show these ones with you because I don't usually see Dreamcast games in my local shops, so it's very, very excited to see them. So next up we've got F355 Challenge Passion Rossa. So I think this is all based on Ferraris and it's your standard kind of racing game, but it does look really cool. The graphics look really awesome as well. I had a quick look at gameplay. You can see on the back it looks pretty realistic. I do think a lot of the racing games on the Dreamcast are actually really underrated. They're really good. They look amazing. I think a lot better than ones on the PS2 even sometimes. So yeah, I definitely want to try and get more racing games on the Dreamcast as well. And they're also one of the ones that are a bit more common to find. So if we have a look inside, the case is in pretty good condition. You've got the disc there at the front, and then if we have a look at the back, also have the manual. Nothing too interesting, and it's not a very chunky manual at all, but yeah, it does look like it's really good. I have heard really good things about this. It did used to have online functions as well, so obviously really awesome for that reason too. So interested to see how this one plays and see how good it looks as well. And last but not least, I got Echo the Dolphin for the Dreamcast, and this one is the Defender of the Future. This one is very 3D. As you know, I have the original one on the Mega Drive. It's a really cool game, but it's very difficult. It's basically more like a platformer, but in the ocean, if that makes sense, so swimming around. It's really cool, but it can be a bit clunky, but it is very atmospheric. So I'm very interested to see a 3D rendition of this game. You can have a look at the back. You can see that it's basically all 3D and you get to free roam, it looks like. So yeah, very interesting to see how this one plays out. If you open it, you can see the case is a bit battered, the hinges have broken on it, and so have the disc grooves. I'll probably just move it to the back. Got a manual with it. Again, nothing too amazing, a little bit thicker than the other game. Yeah, it wasn't too pricey either, so both of the Dreamcast games I think were about £8 each, so it's a pretty good price for Dreamcast games. They are going up loads and loads in price, so it's really nice to find ones that are still at a reasonable price. So yeah, very excited to play this one. And for my one non-gaming pickup, I got the Red Panda from the film Red. Now, if you've not seen this, it's on Disney+. It's a very cool Pixar animated film. I really enjoyed this film. It is a very teen boppy film, but I think it's really unique in style. It's absolutely stunning. It's got that very early 2000s fangirl pop vibe to it, and it's really stylish, and Red is basically the girl turning into a panda, and I really love the design of the Red Panda, and Red Pandas are really cute anyway. So yeah, I couldn't resist getting it. I think it only cost me £16. Oh, she's so cool. She's so cool. Look at her. Oh, I love her. It's quite a big pop as well, and yeah, she's really nicely detailed and she's so cute. Look at her. So yeah, I obviously couldn't resist getting this, and definitely go watch the film if you've got Disney+. It's worth at least watching it once. The film is kind of like an analogy of puberty, so it's really nice to actually see a film that's discussing that. Especially as a girl, or growing up, I didn't really see any films that I felt represented that, and it's really nice that girls get to have films that do actually represent them and that they can really relate to, and that are a bit more educational as well. So for that reason, I really enjoyed the film, and yeah. Obviously I enjoyed it because I got the pop, so yeah. Oh, I got one more pickup that I almost forgot. So I got Sims 2 Castaway. Now, when I was younger, I loved this game, but I played it on the PC, so I'm quite curious to see how it plays out on the PS2. I did have it on the DS years and years ago, and it sucked because the game was so different from the original game, and obviously it was going to be, but as a kid I didn't really understand that. Hopefully this one is a bit more like the PC version, because if it's not, it'd be a bit disappointing. But anyway, I got Sims 2 Castaway, and it's also got the manual inside, which is in pretty good condition. Nothing really interesting in it, there's not much there at all. Then you got the disc, But yeah, if you haven't played Sims 2 Castaway, I think it's one of the more unique games. I kind of miss Sims doing this. Basically, you're a castaway on an island and you get to get resources from the island and try and survive, and then you meet local villagers, and it's just got a really interesting, fun, quirky story to it. Like I said, I really miss the Sims 2 era. I thought this was one of the best eras of Sims as well. If you haven't played it, definitely do give it a go. It also has the free roam version at the end once you play through the story, and you can basically just live like how you would on Sims 2 but on a deserted island. So it's really, really cool for that reason. So yeah, very excited and curious to finally play this one and see how it compares to the PC one. Now, just a quick word from the sponsor of this video, Gimme That Thing. Gimme That Thing is a super fun party game that is based on an app that you can play with your friends and family. The premise of the game is that you pick something to be your thing. Now, this can be anything that's lying around. I chose my very cute chocobo here as the thing, and basically you complete various different challenges and mini games that are on the cards. Now, there's lots of really fun ones to play here, and you have a base pack that's 100 cards deep. As you can see, you've got some really fun different varieties here. There are also more packs to download, such as movies and sports and much, much more, and I've been told there's much more to come in future too. Whoever wins the game wins a special reward. Now, you can set these rewards yourself, but there are also lots of different ones within the game too, such as being taken for dinner, which I quite like the sound of. Try the app out for yourself for free on Android and iOS. I'll leave all the links down below. Now, back to the video. Okay, so next up we're coming to the portion of the video where I talk through the games that I've played through so far. Some of them I finished, some of them I haven't, so some of them I can't completely judge accurately, but I will show a bit of gameplay and show you what I think of them too. So I thought I'd talk about Lake first. Now, obviously this was one of my pickups as well. I really enjoyed this game. It did have a few bugs though, so I will warn you about that. There was a lot of frame rate bugs, especially at the beginning. They kind of got better, or at least I kind of didn't notice them as much, but definitely when you were driving around in your van, I noticed a lot of really jerky movements in it, and also like you could see the scenery popping in, which kind of ruined the immersiveness of it a bit. It's a really pretty game though. It's got lovely colours to it. It's got that sort of very autumnal vibe to it, and you're basically like this city girl who goes and stays with her parents for a little while and becomes like a delivery woman for a week. And you get to basically get to know all the villagers that are around, all the townspeople. You deliver their parcels to them, and it's got a few different mechanics. So you're delivering letters, you're delivering parcels. You get to do a few different little missions around with it as well. It's very sweet, and there are 3 different endings to it. I ended up playing them all, and I also ended up platinuming it as well because it's a very easy game to platinum. So if you like that, this is a good game for you to do as well. It's just a really stunning game, and something I actually forgot to show you was that it came with a map. So here is a map of the lake basically. So all of the houses that you get to visit are all off of this lake, and you drive around it and you visit pretty much every house around the lake, and then you've got a little town up here as well. And yeah, it's really sweet. I would say the only thing is that with all the different narrative options, they don't really make a difference. Having played it through so many times, I did find that often if you chose a different dialogue option, it didn't actually change the answer of the NPC that you were chatting to. So I thought that was a little bit of a shame, and basically it really didn't matter what you picked throughout the game. You could still pick all 3 of the options towards the end, which can be good or bad. Like if you want to platinum it and you don't want to play it through 3 times, I actually just ended up saving it and replaying the last day to get all 3 of the different options. The reason why I did end up playing it twice was because it crashed on the 3rd day for me when I played it at first, which was really annoying, and it really put me off. But if I hadn't have enjoyed the game that much, I wouldn't have not gone back to it. So that is something to look out for. Make sure you save the game really regularly when you do play it. I played it on the PS4. Maybe if you play it on a more modern console like the PS5, it might work a bit better. But yeah, just to be warned, it is a bit buggy, so keep an eye out for that. All in all, really enjoyed it, and I do recommend it. So another game that I was really excited to play but couldn't because it was on the PS5 was Ratchet Clank Rift Apart. I adored this game. I thought it was such a good new installation of the series and a really good introduction to the series as well for the PS5. Yeah, it was absolutely stunning. Like, all the world's beautiful. It's got a few different mechanics in it that are new. You get a flying mechanic, which you get to fly on a beast in one of the worlds. that was really cool. It's a really satisfying game to collect for. There's loads of side missions, there's lots of extra things you can do. Yeah, it was just really amazing, really beautiful game, very smooth, very colourful, very vibrant. The story is awesome as well. I love the addition of Rivet, she was really cool. Yeah, just everything about it was amazing. I can't recommend it enough. And yeah, it's probably one of my favourite games in the series now. I think Crack in Time is still probably my absolute favourite of the series, but if you enjoyed Crack in Time, this is kind of similar. You've got a lot of puzzle elements to it as well with the rifts that you have in the game, and yeah, obviously it's playing with dimensions instead of time, but it definitely feels quite similar to Crack in Time. So if you enjoyed Crack in Time, you will really love this game. And obviously all the weapons were amazing too. I didn't find any of the weapons as mental as they were in the PlayStation 4 Ratchet and Clank. I really liked the Sheepinator in that game, and I really liked the Disco one. It didn't have as many in this one that were wacky, but a lot of the weapons were really unique. There was a few that you didn't have in other games as well. And yeah, just really fun, really unique, and was an absolute joy to play throughout the whole time of it. Some of the rift puzzles did get a bit annoying towards the end, but that was my only complaint about the game, was some of them were a bit annoying and clunky to do, but that was literally the only issue I had with the game. The rest was amazing, and yeah, definitely one to play for the PS5. So another game that I've only just started playing through, so I can't talk about too much, but definitely a good one to look out for, is It Takes Two. Now, I've been playing this one through with Ant, and we're really loving it so far. It's absolutely insane and wacky. I knew it would be a little bit crazy, but I didn't expect it to be that crazy and weird, but it is really cool. The premise of the game is that you're two adults that are going through a divorce, and your daughter accidentally turns you into two dolls, and you basically have to cooperate to get your way out of it and try and make yourselves into real people again. As you said, it's a bit mental, but it's really cool. You're walking around the real world as these small people, and I really like that concept as it is, and it's really fun in this game. You get to try and navigate different parts of the shed, and then different parts of outdoors, and then I think you go into the house eventually as well. It's got insane bosses. You try and go through different levels, and they've all got different mechanics. In one of the levels you have a hammer and nail, and you have to collaborate between the two of you to basically use them and utilise them to your advantage. It's kind of got a lot of levels to it, so it's kind of like a 3D platform game. But yeah, lots of really fun mechanics to it, and we're really loving it so far, and each level has unique bosses at the end. So far we've battled a vacuum cleaner that kept talking about sucking. And then we also had another one where there was a rusty toolbox and that was trying to basically squish us, which yeah, is really mental, but it is a lot of fun and I can't recommend it enough. You don't have to play it couch co-op, you can play it multiplayer online too. I don't know if you can do it with random people, but you definitely can do it with a friend. So yeah, you don't have to be physically together to play this game together. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Really great game. So definitely look out for this, and I'm definitely getting more into co-op games, so probably more on its way soon. Last but not least, I finally got around to playing Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I've had this game for, well, like a year and a half now, I think, which is insane, but yeah, I definitely am enjoying playing this game so far, and I'm glad I actually waited this long to play it, because yeah, with all the bugs that it had, it just wasn't worth playing at the time, and I think it would have really ruined the experience. But so far I'm playing on the PS5 and I haven't run into any bugs whatsoever. It seems to be running really smoothly. So touch wood, it will continue to be fine and I won't have any issues, but I am saving regularly just in case. But yeah, I ended up choosing the Street Kids one. I tried to make my character as similar as I could to my appearance, but obviously that can be quite difficult. But yeah, I at least tried to mimic my character to me as much as possible. And I'm really enjoying the combat, I'm really enjoying the world. The world is amazing, by the way, it looks stunning. And if you're into cyberpunk sort of universes, then you'll definitely enjoy it, as the name suggests. But yeah, the story is pretty engaging at the moment. I do find the dialogue feels a little bit cringy, but we'll let it off for that reason. It's cyberpunk. I do think sometimes there's a bit of a habit of making cyberpunk dialogue a little bit cringy anyway, but yeah, we'll let it off for that. Yeah, really enjoying playing as the Street Kid at the moment, and hopefully I will play it through with all the different versions of the game as well. There's obviously the Corpse one and the Nomad one, I think it's called, and they take place in different parts of the city, so I'll definitely try and play those through and see how those feel to play as well. Really liking a couple of the different gameplay mechanics that I'm finding. There's ones where you can basically go into people's memories and you can basically investigate. That took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting anything like that, and I really liked that, and it had lots of different layers to it. Literal, so it had like a sound layer, it had like a heat layer to it, and you can investigate bits of interest. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting mechanics, and I'm very excited to see how it goes. The only thing that I found was a little bit disappointing was the driving mechanics. I found that felt really, really clunky to me. I was expecting it to feel a lot smoother because you're in the car quite a lot, but it felt quite clunky. Turning feels really overly sharp and exaggerated, and braking is overly sharp too, and it kind of pulls you out of the experience a little bit. Like I said, it's a bit clunky, but we'll kind of let it off for that. You know, it's had enough backlash as it is, so I think for all the backlash that it's had, it's probably underrated now. It's much better than it was before, and they've definitely taken into account all the criticism that it got. So it's probably a good one to pick up again, and I'll let you know how I feel when I've finished the game too. So okay, that pretty much summarises my pickups for August and September. Hope you enjoyed seeing what I played through and also seeing what I've picked up this time. I've really enjoyed all the games that I've played through and really excited to play a lot of the ones that I've picked up as well, and pretty happy with my finds too. Don't forget to click that subscribe button to see more videos like this. In the meantime, you can find me on these social platforms. I'll leave all the links down below. But thank you so much for watching yet again, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!